we got it there. Okay, here we go, up and running. Testing audio. Looks good. Video, okay. Good morning, good morning. How's your weekend been? I've been busy. Last time you saw this, we were just, we were just starting a couple of strokes. Now the kimono lines are done. I did the flower late last night. And today we're going to do the hand and see where we get from there. Yes, I've been working out of camera. I have to do that, guys. I can't just do this 90 minutes a day, 3 times a week. Okay, let's roll. Let's get this going. What's happening today? Today's Monday morning. It'll be quiet carving on this through most of the stream today. It's Monday, so probably we'll be joined by Cameron partway along, halfway along. I don't have any specific show and tell for you. It's been quiet on the auctions and on purchasing front the last few days. So there's no show and tell. It's just what we have is what we've got. Paper is out. Yes, thank you. 3 packs. I know Suga-san is working on the Fox Moon. She lost the batch earlier this month because of mold. But we need the prints, so she's got to start again. Dei-chan is working on a pair of yokai prints. More back orders are coming in for that series all the time. So she's working on yokai prints. And who else is it? Kawai-san. He's supposed to be in the shop today, but it's a light party, so I'll be taking his duty in the shop. And he can go upstairs to print. He's working on the Japan Journey 4th, the April print, the one about the evening cherries. That's why I was able to get this carving done yesterday. I was supposed to be doing work for Cameron. He wants me to check out the new Gampi paper that arrived. Top secret. But I didn't get a chance to do that because I was carving here. The shop was open and I was on party duty, but between the parties I was able to sit here at the bench and work on this, which is why you see it coming along so well. Anyway, let's go. Let's get busy here. There's going to be nothing dramatic here. This is going to be very small scale, quiet work, as you can see. I'm not sure what other news there is. I know there's been updates over the weekend, of course. I know those of you who don't know, we put a new video up Saturday morning, David's Choice number 10. It's off to a very quiet start. I've learned that if you put up videos on the weekend, they always get a quiet start. I suppose I should try and time them on a different way, but with us, we've just been simply putting them up when they're ready. That's all there is to it. I don't try and game the YouTube system. We just simply, when it's done, get it up there. But because I put it up Saturday morning for me, Friday night for North America, it got a slow start. So I had fun with that one. I don't know if Marco-san is here this morning, but I should again emphasize thanks to Marco-san in Finland for all the work he did on that font. If he's here, say hello. It's going to be really interesting now. We've already started to see some examples of that font out in the wild. I put the video up on, for me, Tokyo time, Saturday morning. Then during the day, stuff went on, comments came on the video, this and that. And the cat meow happens on this computer any number of times a day. And sometimes Saturday afternoon, meow came in. Okay, Dave, I have a minute. So I checked the entry in the Nekohake series. And somebody had sent in an image of a cat in one corner of a sheet of paper. And the rest of the sheet of paper was taken up by a poem this person had written. And all in all, it wasn't a really spectacularly interesting image, but the person had done the poem in the Hasegawa font. So I actually haven't even taken the time to study it carefully and read it. It might be something very interesting. It's in my list of things to look at when I get a minute, and I'm probably out in Ome this week. And that's how quickly it starts. We open up the font to the world, and then within hours, it comes back to me in a product. And maybe they were thinking that, wow, that would help draw attention to that entry in the 8 views series for this one. But, and it did. It did. I'll be taking a second look at that one. So. Karen, what you did, if you notice what I did here, before we carved this line, this is the line of her hand. And unlike the other lines which are going to be scratched up later, the lines of her body, her hand and face, will of course not be scratched. They'll be clean and clear. Because this is quite thin, before I carved it there, you saw me, I carved what we call stebori, throwaway carving. I'm going to do it again here on this side. Here we are. This is an unneeded carving. It's wasted carving. I'm going to throw it away. But I need this line to be carved here for stress relief. Not my stress, the wood stress. If this line wasn't carved, then in a minute, when I came to carve here, the knife plunges in the wood, and there's lots of wood on this side and very little wood on this side. So the triangle shape of the knife going in has to squeeze the wood on both sides. And if I just put it in here right now, it'll squeeze the thin line dangerously. So before I do that, here we go, I'll finish off. This is the stebori, throwaway carving. I'll put this line in here first. It won't appear in the finished print, of course, it's going to be thrown away. But because that line is there, now when I come to carve this thin line, the wood here is free to move because it's got that relief cut in there. And because this wood is free to move, that means there's very little stress on the line that will be left in the print. It won't be squeezed and compressed as much. And if I didn't do this throwaway carving, the leftover line would be compressed, and then when it comes to printing, we put the water on the block, it absorbs that water, swells up, and my nice thin line would become a fatter, pudgier line. There's a hard spot in the wood here, be careful. Bingo. So that thin line now has been carved with as little leftover stress as possible on the wood. Let's get this out of the way so we can see what's going on. Bingo. Now, as a tiny bit of insurance, I'm going to deepen that cut a little bit. I couldn't put the knife in too deep because the deeper you put that triangle of steel into the wood, the more it stresses the wood on both sides. But now that that's out of the way, I can go in quite a bit deeper so that when I'm clearing this wood, there's less danger of popping off that thin line. None of these things I knew back at the beginning. That's why the early poets, the earliest prints of my poet series are so bad. The lines were stressed, there were pop-offs here and there, I didn't know how to fix mistakes. Look at this now, this is clean and clear. A beautiful, beautiful thin line supported on both sides. How's the conversation here today? What's going on? Temperature. Talk about the weather, okay? Away you go. Nobody's talking about that fantastic new video that went up over the weekend. Actually, you all saw it, of course. You saw it a couple of weeks ago when I made it. The part I had most fun with was Saturday morning. I had the video basically ready Friday night. but I didn't have the final permission from the young man who had done the music. So I had it ready and edited, and his comment had seemed to be that he was willing to let me use his music, and I had put it in as a sort of a test and a trial, but I didn't have his final permission, so I couldn't upload it at that point. But I got it all edited and ready with the music in, and when I woke up in the morning, I saw his email saying, yeah, it's good, he'd be happy to have me use the music, so I knew I was clear to go. But I had to re-edit one thing to put the credits for the music in there. So this is Saturday morning. I got a stream coming up at 9 o'clock. I woke up at 6:30 or something. So I had to get the video ready for upload before starting the stream. And because I had to re-render it, I thought, let's do something else. I did a playback of it. And that final poem in the video there, the one at the very end of the playback, it's a 2-page poem, and it lasted for over a minute in the video, but there was no sound, just the background music. So I thought, just for fun, what I'll do is I'll read that one. There's no picture to go with that poem, so it would be more fun if I read it. So I came down here to my bench, got the mic ready, and did a test run. It didn't work. There's way too much sound from outside. At 7 o'clock in the morning here, there's trucks going by, there's backing up beeps, there's a garbage collection happening up and down the street. I tried to record it, but it was too much noise. But I really wanted to record it, and I really wanted to put the video up that morning. So thinking about what to do, I had an idea. I shut myself in the bathroom here on the first floor. Nope, didn't work. Too much noise from the fan, because when you turn the light on for the bathroom, the fan goes on automatically. Okay, plan B, turn the light off. So I had the poem on my laptop screen, which provided enough light. I took the Zoom recorder, put it on the toilet seat, got the laptop ready, turned the light off in the bathroom, shut the door, and recorded the poem. Just one take, bang, click, just record the damn thing. Came back, threw it in the editor, and it turned out that when I was doing the noise removal in Audacity, I could also hear, oh my God, what's happening? It sounds like you did this in a concert hall. And yeah, the bathroom has reverb. I mean, it's not a shower stall, but the bathroom had a ton of reverb on it. So I tried to remove it. Didn't work, so whatever, just leave it in. So if you've got headphones on, when you hear that David's Choice number 10 audio, at the very end when I do the poem reading, it sounds all of a sudden like I've been transported to some concrete cavern somewhere. Reverb supplied by the Mokohonkan bathroom in Asakusa, Tokyo. Where am I? Oh, comments, conversation. It's a slow start, 10K views after a day. For us, actually, it's a slow start. Yeah, I'm not sure how the YouTube algorithms work. I know there has been various conversation from people who work on YouTube who have visited here. And clearly the first 7 days is key. I've been told this specifically by YouTube people. How a video does in its first 7 days, I guess there's some kind of ranking or whatever, it affects how it does for the rest of its life. And if it's one that gets off to what they call a quick start, which I guess is 7 days, not just the first few minutes. Is the Hanga storage box good for the Japan Journey Set 2? We have 3 sizes of box, 4. Chibihiro's box is something separate, long and thin. The rectangular boxes is 3 sizes. There's the one that suits the Hanga Club, which is about, I don't know the dimensions, whatever. It suits the Hanga Club postcard size prints. Then above that, we have another box that fits all of our current subscription prints: Japan Journey, Portraits, and Legendary Loot. Those 3 sets all go in the same box. Then there's a larger version of the box for the Mystique series, because those prints are larger. So we have 3 boxes. If you've got smaller prints, they'll go in a larger box, but not the other way around. So the Japan Journey set won't fit in the Hunger Club boxes. Sorry. The font, there's the one that's in the upload button. When you click the download, when you click the download button, you get Marco's on a standard set. It's actually pretty good. It's got lots of different ABC and stuff inside it. It's got a bunch of glyphs, a bunch of ligatures. So it's a good set. It's not just a 26 letters. It's a full, nice rounded set. It's all you need for day-to-day work. If you're a pro, and you want to see like 15 versions of all these different ligatures and all the different European, I forget what they're called, variants of characters, then talk to Marco-san. But the one you've got when you click the download button is quite competent. Carving this on a chrysanthemum print, when I started doing this the other day, I was certain there's a certain question that was going to come. I was waiting for the question to be asked. I'm still waiting, actually. Nobody has asked it. There's a real obvious question that I thought you guys were going to ask me. As soon as I showed this print and announced that I was going to be carving it, I was ready to answer the question. And yet nobody has asked it yet. Maybe you don't remember. I don't know. Myself too, when I decided to do this, there was a question inside my mind. Dave, what do you think about this? Blah, blah, blah. And I answered it easily enough myself, but I was quite surprised nobody else has brought this point up. How many times have I carved this design? So this is the 3rd time I'm carving this design, of course. And in the previous videos, the video about meeting Ito-san, the craftsman, and then in the subsequent video I made about the original work on this print, it became a big deal. I had to carve the key block twice because the first one was destroyed. And what's the deal about carving it twice? Well, long story short is I had been asking Ito-san about that stuff, of course. And when I asked him at one point, what do you do? What do you feel when you have to carve the same print from a different publisher? That's the point where I can't say he didn't get upset with me. That's the wrong word to use. But that's the point where he felt a little frustrated while I was asking him stupid questions. He never thought about it. He never considered it. Whatever. It's just his day's work to do. Blah blah blah. And that answer actually did make an impact on me at that time because I'd never considered it. And then I mentioned in the videos when it came later for me. I was forced to carve this design the second time. I, of course, remember that, and I made it a point of conscious pride. Okay, Dave, remember what he said, don't think that this is a repeat. Just think that this is your daily work. Just do it. And of course, because I'm because of why I'm the way I am, trying to be better, blah, 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 stuff like this. And yet here I am now by my own volition, carving it again for a third time. So do I have that same feeling? Is it boring? Of course not. And do I have a challenge to make it better the third time? Blah, blah. That's not a factor actually now. In fact, doesn't even seem to me like a repeat. It's so long ago that I did that first two versions. That was back in 2005 or something, I don't remember. So I don't even have any sense that this is a repeat. I don't remember all these strokes, of course, nothing like that. And the other factor is because this now is at a different scale. It's completely different work. The lines you see on this block here are not from the original tracing that I made back in 2005. I can't find that. It's in Ome somewhere, but it's buried in boxes somewhere under piles of crap. So I don't have my original tracing. What I used to prepare this last week was I did find in Ome a printout from my original key block. When the original key block was ready, before I sent it off for replication and getting it destroyed, I did make a few test prints from it. So one of those test prints I scanned last week, and that's what I'm carving now. So it's a little bit dangerous. We've got versions. The Meiji print was version A. I traced it. That's version B. Slight changes all over the place. Then I carved it. That's version C. And it's like this is a telephone game. You know, one person whispers to the next person down the line. Things get changed as they go. And now what you're going to see is version D from the Meiji era original. And then, of course, scaled down, down, down. So I have to say, given all those factors, this is not going to be a perfect dot-for-dot replication of the Meiji original. This is going to be that same design carved anew. Already yesterday, when I was carving the chrysanthemum, there were certain lines in between here that were just too thin, and they've disappeared in this line. So there'd be a place where there's a petal with a line inside. On the original, it might have been a petal with 3 lines inside. So this is an altered version. And when we get here to the hair, we'll see the same thing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. Maybe there's going to be 5 in this version. We'll see how it goes. Comments. Blah, 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 blah. When you're done with the carving, pull up a copy before you scratch it. Yeah, I'm probably going to do that actually, for a couple of reasons. One is to, I'll pull up a copy first, and some of the lines might need to be slimmed down and stuff. So I will probably take some test proofs before starting the distressing process, yes. Yeah, Jacques, this is my hand, mate. This is zoom up for a minute. This is the scale, Jacques. This is a postcard print. This is going to be this year's gift print. You're late to the party. We needed a dynamite design for this year's gift print, so this is what it's going to be. How close can I get? I don't know. have the previous blocks worn out? No, they never get printed. Of course they haven't worn out. It's never get printed. So, the thing about this print, though, it's going, of course, it's going to be a considerably simplified version. The original version of the center chrysanthemums that we have, it's 23 impressions or 26 or something. I can't remember exactly. And this is going to be 7, I think. We're going to do this on 4 pieces of wood, both faces. I think it's going to be 7, perhaps 8. I'm leaving one face as a reserve. So this is not going to be an exact dot by dot, shade by shade, color by color replica. It's going to be a somewhat simplified version. Although I'm trying as much as I can to keep the line work the same. And our printers, when Suga-san saw this a couple of weeks ago, saw my plan, she she didn't quit, but she's like, what am I doing? These are tight corners in here, I'm sorry. Round and around, turning, round and around. This is a pretty tight little setup here now. I'm being really careful with this. I do not want to make a chip here, because if I had to repair on some of these lines, because it's so tight, this would be difficult. So I'm trying to be super careful here, not to chip anything. good morning, good morning. Are you early, are you? Silka. How's your weekend, sir?
It's good. Yeah. It's good. It's fun. Playing with the toddler.
Huh?
Fun to do stuff with the toddler. Nice things to do.
Let's switch the cameras around here. Ready? iMac camera off. Door camera removed. There we go. Up. Over to you. Junk in the way. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Coming along. This is sorry about that. This is stuff for you. The bills and whatever.
I'll keep these with my bag.
Yeah. I've kept up with most of the conversation, I think. It's the usual suspects. Jacques is here. Drop the interface. Sorry about that. Remind me about that later on, too.
Okay. Yeah.
I found them on the floor. I was looking for the invoice. Went to your desk, searched around, couldn't find it. Okay, camera, what's going on? It's not in the roll of paper. And then I was coming down from the third floor, and under Kira-san's desk, there was Ivana-san's invoice, and those two invoices, and I'm like, okay, that's our filing system.
They were together.
They were under Kira-san's desk. I didn't actually get to that on the weekend, I'm sorry. The shop actually was okay. It was busy with parties, but not so busy. And there was two staff, Kawai-san and one more each day, Nakamura-san or Watabai-san. But he was really behind with the printing.
Got it.
So all through the weekend, I sent him upstairs, so I took over his duty in the shop. So me and Nakamura-san and me and Nakamura. So that was it for me for the shop. And then it was good actually, because the shop was pretty quiet. I could sit here actually carving.
Okay. All right.
So that the stream people came, they saw just like 1 centimeter of this on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And now bang, it's all of a sudden jumped forward. It's because in the shop here I get a chance to do a whole bunch of this stuff.
That's great.
But here's anything else.
Yeah. Jacques asks, are you again going to use boxwood for the intricate hair on the gift print?
This is boxwood. It's a single sheet of boxwood. So, in the original print, there was no way to use boxwood for the whole face that big. It just doesn't exist. But for a postcard size print, there's a bunch. We've done this a number of times.
Yeah.
Here, this part's going to be simplified. The ring, there's no way I can do the same. I have the ring here from the original, and there's little lines that clamp the jewel in place and stuff like that, and that's not going to happen on this one. In fact, on this one, there may even be no jewel. We'll see how many faces we can get. But, I want it to be within 7 or 8 colors, so some parts of this will just be outlined. Simplified. So. There's no way we can put out a 23 impression or 100 color print.
Not at 2,000 yen.
2,000 yen? Why are you putting the price down?
No,
we're putting the price up.
Yeah. 3, 4.
I've avoided so far in the stream talking about the Gumpy thing, but I guess we can now talk about what we're doing, because it seems like it might be moving forward.
Yeah.
I know people have been asking us people ask us all the time, where can I get Gumpy, where can I get Gumpy, where can I get that double layered paper, how do I make the double layered paper? We've been buying Gumpy for many, many years. Well, most of the time, when you order paper from a washi hobo, the factories making washi, the household are making washi, you can't buy one by one by one. With Iwano-san, when I first approached them, the minimum order was 500. And I bit the bullet and ordered 500 sheets. And since, okay, we buy 500, many more at a time. It's okay, because we're making a lot of prints. But for the Gumpy paper, we don't use 500 sheets at a time of this Gumpy paper. So I've been buying Gumpy paper at retail, buying it from different paper supply places, and didn't really think much about it, because we don't use that much of it.
We don't need 500 sheets.
Yeah, it wasn't a burden.
Yeah.
But with the huge demand for it that we felt and heard over the past few years, we've been thinking, hey, Cameron, maybe we should do this. Let's find out who makes this paper that we've been buying and try and find them and order.
Get in touch directly.
Get in touch. the problem is the people you buy from retail won't tell you where they're buying it. Common sense, because, whatever. And also each batch I get from that place, Ozawashi, seemed to be made by different people. It was a different touch, different taste, different feel. You've heard me talk about it on stream.
Yeah.
Is this going to peel well because it's a different batch, my different, whatever.
Yeah.
Some of it peels really cool and some of it doesn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, one day I got a batch at retail from Ozawashi, and there was a sticker in one corner which gave a hint as to who may have made it. This is half a year ago or something, whatever. So Cameron and I investigated and hunted up, and we found a workshop with the same identification label for their paper. Yeah. We found a little old-fashioned website, older than my website, whatever. I mean, old-fashioned. So we wrote to them, and whatever. Long story short, we wrote to them.
Silence.
Radio silence.
For a long time.
I don't remember the exact step by step. We phoned.
We'll get it.
Yeah, we finally got a hold. We phoned him, and there's somebody there. I don't remember. Sorry, step one, step two, step three, step four.
And she said, he'll call you back when he finishes.
Yep. And never a call comes back. We put an order form through their order on their website, radio silence. It's gone back and forth. And we're thinking, like, is this because I'm a foreigner, one of those really rare cases? I don't want to believe that, whatever. And then so I phoned the guy and talked to him myself. Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, we'll send you some samples and whatever. Radio silence. Then we finally, Cameron.
He called us back.
He did call you. All right.
So I answered, and he said the name of the company. You're calling us? What?
So anyway, long story short, we have now on my desk upstairs a bunch of samples of different size paper from their catalog. Super thin, gumpy paper. Too thin. We can't use it. Like nose blowing, whatever. Yeah. And then a bit thicker. They even themselves make a double layer stuff. This is spread around the country since we started doing this. My son makes it. All kinds of people make it. It's become the way to do this. Invented here. Anyway, so we have a bunch of samples up top. So I'm not teasing you here. We are going to look at these. Obviously, some of these are the same paper we've been using. So, so the question now becomes whether or not they will sell to us in quantity at wholesale, blah, 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 blah. And if it looks like the supply is going to actually happen, if they're going to sell to us, then look for an item soon in the Moke Hong Kong catalog. Yeah. And a couple of questions you guys can maybe answer, those of you who are trying this. Most of this handmade paper comes in like sheets like this.
Yeah.
And that's thin, super thin paper. That's not easy to ship overseas. We're talking tubes, which are fairly heavy, which will be much more cost than the paper itself, probably. So the idea is we would make it available in the big sheets, but it would be the cost of the paper and the retail plus shipping. Yeah. But also, because most of you are probably, you're working on A4 size, whatever, we could take some of these sheets, trim them to say, for example, A4, and we can make packs ourselves and ship it the same packaging we use to send our shipping, our prints. So trimmed paper in decks and or full sheets. So once we get closer, we will be looking for some feedback on what the market wants here.
Do you want a meter by half a meter long sheets, or it might even be bigger than that?
Yeah, which might get damaged in shipping, and anyway, when it gets here, you're going to cut it in small pieces anyway. So whatever, if we can learn what the small piece sizes are that people want. Or we can do custom. Keep the sheets larger here, and people can order. Well, they haven't got to cut. Whatever.
Cut every order.
So anyway, it seems to be happening.
Make origami with them and then ship them. Yeah, thanks, Origami. Send you a bunch of.
Well, the big sheet, fold it in half, fold it in half, fold it in half. They said to think it was origami, Yeah. That's actually not a bad idea, taking a big sheet and folding it in half, quarters, eighths, without giving it a super strong crease. Just fold it. Because this stuff, as you've seen, whatever, doesn't matter. You open it up, paste it down, you're good to go. So.
Meepy cheap. So speaking of shipping, I got my August print of the tea fields in the mail yesterday. Courtesy of the USA Postal Service, it had been bent and dropped in a puddle. But thankfully, your packing ladies had packed it well enough in cardboard and plastic, so the actual print survived.
Really. Good.
Thanks. It got wet and bent. Man.
A small little one like that.
Sean Min's print says, I'll move to Japan and be your on-site paper cutter if you need. Thanks.
That air conditioner, do you hear it? From outside. You'll hear it in the room. It's getting worse and worse. Somebody in the last week or so is installed. It's on the roof of one of these buildings here.
Yeah.
It might be the one next door to the theater. And it's noisy all night. And then I wake up. It's insane. And this is enough that we're going to have to call the Kankyo Moni down for City Hall. Do some recordings of it and then call City Hall. It's just too much. It's insane. Yeah. You can barely hear it now, but that's because it's daytime and the door's closed and stuff like that. But at night, it's unbearable.
But it's a new air conditioner?
Well, it's just been installed, but it sounds like something old and rattle trap. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I still can't find out where it is because there's no line of sight to the top of the building.
Yeah.
What I hear in my sleeping room is bouncing off the hotel. I thought it was on top of the hotel, but no, it's bouncing. Yeah.
The person who offered to be our paper cutter says, you can just pay me in ramen.
I had a funny experience was it last night or 2 nights ago? I can't even remember what day it is. Last night.
Recently.
Last night was Sunday. It must be Saturday night.
Okay.
I went to the Wired Cafe for dinner up there.
I remember talking about that.
On the way back, on the way back, I walked past the Fuglen Cafe, Fulgen, that Norwegian name, Fuglen Cafe, Fulg, Fulgen.
I'm not sure.
Fuglen. It's the hotel, the 9 Hours Hotel, and the bottom 2 floors are a super modernistic kind of Scandinavian hotel, all day Norwegian breakfast, blah blah blah. Yeah. 2 blocks away from me here in Isaksa. But
nice.
I get closer and I can hear some sound of music coming out of there, and it's a guy with a guitar and he's wailing with a sort of a southern accent. And I think, wait a minute, I know that voice. That's Sam Bennett. It can't be Sam Bennett. This is Isaksa. What's going on? So I get closer. Half the doors are open, all the windows are open. There's a bunch of people geeking in there, and you can see there's a sort of semi little stand. So there's live music happening, and I'm behind it. They got the live music. The guys are standing with their back to the window. Yeah. I get close up, and there's the hat. Oh my God, it's Sam Bennett. Do you know who this is?
I do not.
Somebody can Google up for us. His name is Sam Bennett, S-A-N-N, and then Bennett is, I think, double N and double T. Yeah. Sam Bennett. He's in a... he's not famous, but he's a well-known guy. He works in a sort of I don't even know what the genre would be called. He plays guitar and sings, but he's not like singer-songwriter. This is all folk. It's not folk music. My God, how do you describe it? He's just totally original stuff, but based on...
folk rock, Americana?
No. I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know. The one he was singing last night was, "They're going to make a big star out of me." Like it was, from the Beatles. Or before that, it was. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know the genre, but anyway, he sings in a very distinctive, folkish Southern U.S. accent kind of style. He's a white guy. He's not black, but if you just heard the voice by itself, you might think he was black. Yeah. I think he's from Alabama himself, or somewhere around there, Mississippi, whatever. I think he's got his own record company, Polaris Records. Yeah. Back when people were doing their own CDs and records and stuff, that was his record company. Yeah, Polarity Records. Polaris, I'm sorry, Polarity Records. Yeah. And I've known him for, 20 years or so. He's a really, really, really super nice guy. Lives here with his wife and kids. The kids.
He lives here in Japan?
He lives in Tokyo.
Oh, I didn't know
Tokyo. Loves Tokyo.
Interesting.
He was out to our place in Ome once, and I've had dinner with him a bunch of times and stuff. Huh. I said lives with his kids. They're probably grown up by now, same as my kids. He's probably in the same position as me. I don't know. But, and he's a super, super, super nice guy. Huh. A musician without any of the other pretentious stuff or drugs or anything like that. He's just a super clean, interesting guy. His specific style of singing isn't something that I really enjoy myself. Yeah. But it's distinctive and recognizable. Lots of people like it. And from a half a block away, oh my God, that's Sam Bennett. That's funny. So I got closer. I was thinking, I got to go and talk to him. But I get closer to the door, and the place is packed. Every seat's full. They're all clustered around him. There's people standing at the bar. And to go in the front door, you got to walk right by the bandstand. So I thought, geez, the guy's busy. He's doing the middle of his set, whatever. So I just, leave him alone. So I just hung back outside for a few minutes, listened to it, and then went home. But it's probably, whatever, it's probably already on his Facebook page or something.
There's a whole page about his performance in Flugen. Oh, looks like it is. PolarityRecords.com/Tokyo Song Celebration.
Wait, can we hear it? I mean, is it like what, YouTube video or something, or what?
I don't know. Looks like just a post on his page, but maybe there's a video.
But he's really a sharing type guy, so he must have clips and stuff. Absolutely, somewhere, YouTube video or on Bandcamp or something or whatever.
Cool. Yep, there's a video.
Yeah. He's a really, really cool guy. Really, really nice guy.
Cool.
I know him as Flapjacks.
Flapjacks.
Yeah.
45 Torin asks a question about printmaking.
Sorry, sidetrack.
Have you come across a paper called Gampi Sukiawase? It's Gampi backed by a sulfite pulp paper.
This is the stuff we're
That's
talking
the
about.
stuff we have? Okay,
well,
cool.
it's a similar type. This might be Matsumura-san's type, or it could be this one, or somebody else has made it. So.
Supposed to be good from Okanga. My query is, won't the two layers behavior expand differently when damp and ruin the registration?
You don't dampen it. That's the whole point of this stuff.
Yeah.
The 2-layer paper, you never, ever do it down. Period. You use your laser printer to put your design on it, whatever, down it goes and up. Actually, having said that, sometimes I do our transfers with it. In fact, when I do the transfer for this, I will probably be using the double paper.
Okay.
But I'm not using the stuff I purchased. I'm using stuff that I know doesn't have that problem. Stuff we've made here with my own spray. And I do it when I put it on. It'll not be printing the normal printing with lots of water, lots of paste, stuff like that. You print with an extremely thin, delicate mixture so that your transfer paper doesn't get wet.
Right.
Even if it wasn't a double layer paper, even if it's a single layer transfer paper, you still don't want it to get wet because it expands and contracts. In the Yoshida studio, they do it with oil. They do their transfers from the key block, speaking historically. They did it with rolled on oil pigments so that there was no danger whatsoever of expansion and contraction. So it's a concern. Thank you for bringing it up. But you've got to fight it a couple of ways by not getting your transfers wet.
Got it. Looks like he does a monthly show at that place. Sam Bennett does.
No way, really?
Maybe go drop by.
Really? So what, like every monthly show, like that was a Saturday night, I guess, was it?
So maybe every third or fourth Saturday, whatever.
Really? No way. Gee, I got to go down next time when he's setting up or something and say hello. Okay. But it's a show. It's free, right? It's a coffee shop. I didn't see anybody charging admission. I didn't, or maybe that was because it was almost finished by the time I got there. Is it a ticketed show or something? Or?
So it's the new monthly performance series at Fuglin in Asakusa.
Really? Asakusa? He's not an Asakusa type of person, you know. I mean, you'd expect to see him. No, I'm not being sarcastic. You'd expect to see him in Roppongi or Omotesando or whatever, a more of a nightlife sort of upper scale type place or whatever, you know. Although, but actually, having said that, his bag is folk blues and down home music and stuff. So I guess in that sense, it fits Asakusa. Yeah. But the Japanese Asakusa clientele wouldn't know what on earth he was doing. You know?
No cover charge. Entry is free to the public.
So when's the next one?
So it was 8/24, and the next one.
So what? Did you say third Saturday?
Oh, that's just my guess.
So,
It doesn't say the next date, unfortunately.
Cameron, remember this place.
Okay.
It's your duty. Remember this.
Okay.
Get me into that next concert place.
It looks like he's playing with some regular performer. It's Bennett Kuroda. So.
What's his name? Bennett. Oh, Bennett and Kuroda.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he was over he comes in the news now and then. He plays with everybody.
Yeah.
I know he's his own act, but also he plays with this guy, that guy, this genre, that genre. It'll be with a Japanese group, a Chinese group, or whatever, you know.
Cool.
He's very, what's the word? Eclectic kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's not stuck in any single genre. He's got his own specific style and genre, but he's not stuck on that.
Wow, it's a long show. It started at 8 and went into 11.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's him for the first 45 minutes, then someone else for another 45, and then him again for the last hour.
Okay. You mean this last Saturday, that show?
Yeah, that was the show.
Yeah, I must have come along then pretty much at the end of it then, okay.
And quite often, Sam will play some solo stuff longer into the night if folks are around and want more.
There you go,
So,
okay.
Next to play out.
Yeah, it's good that I didn't bother him then, so. I don't know if he'd remember me, really. We've had no contact now for years or so, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, very cool.
But I don't know how to describe his genre, what the expression is, you know. I don't know.
He said ragtime, blues, and something else. They're trying to describe it. American folk styles, yeah.
But it's folk styles, but it's not like Joan Baez or something, the folk styles from the era that I would remember. It's not that sort of thing. It's
He's a fine finger-picking guitarist and has a way with the song for sure. Oh wait, no, this is Felix Sunnyboy who played with him. Got it. Anyway, let's see. What happens to a block when oil-based ink is used on it? Can you still use it with Sumi afterward?
Yeah. I mean, we don't ourselves have a whole lot of experience with that, but as I said, the Yoshida blocks, when they're doing the transfers, they just use oil ink on it. It's finished, you wash it off. You know, use a thinner or something, wash it off. It could be perhaps if you overdid it and you did 10 years of oil-based printing and stuff, the oil may soak in or something. I don't, you know, whatever. But a single bit is no problem.
Yeah.
Well, some of our blocks we use oil. I know when the girls did the Dragon and Clouds a while ago, they did the lettering on it.
Yeah.
We rolled on an oil-based ink to print the lettering first, and then put our metallic pigment on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron, a couple of things before I forget.
Yeah.
I think the work I'm doing here on this, it's going to be
very
useful. No. Video some or whatever, or at least do an Instagram post if nothing else, and maybe get some video of this.
Mm-hmm. I didn't bring my camera today, but I saw your email about it when I was on the train and realized, I should have brought my camera so that I could do this. So.
I mean, I don't think I've already done It's Not Garbage as our gift video. I've done it twice. I did an original one 10 years ago and then a remake a few years ago. Yeah. So I don't need to do another video about our gift print promotions and stuff. But
what a short thing to say. Look at what we're making.
Or something, yeah. Whatever.
45 Torin. I don't know enough about the paper you're talking about in order to answer competently. The info for the paper suggests that it is actually used for printing. Is that only for non-water-based methods, or am I misreading?
The double-layer paper?
Sure. Yeah.
The only purpose of the double-layer paper is for transferring images, either from like a laser printer onto the block, or from your key block for color blocks.
Yeah.
There would be no use for that for a finished product.
Right.
You could, I guess, whatever. You could print it on this, and then when the print is finished, take off the backing paper. You've got a super fine, delicate, thin print, I guess, and we'll then look at it from the back or something. I don't know. But the normal use of the paper you're describing, the normal use of it is for transferring images. So. And I presume he's looking at Matsumoto-san's catalog. Is that what they call it in there? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
The video on the weekend got off to a really slow start.
Really?
Because I uploaded it Saturday morning here. It's Friday night over there. So everyone's out
stuff.
and then the weekend is off, so it's okay. That might have been a mistake. I don't know if YouTube's algorithm, whatever.
I'll post about it today.
Okay. Also, the audio.
I did look over it and it sounded okay to me.
Yes, but
something's missing.
I know. Just before I mentioned, we've learned because the experience a few times ago, I thought the audio that I edited was good, but there was a hiss that David couldn't hear. So in recent times, after I do my own editing, Cameron audio checks it for me with his younger ears, let's go, with headphones, and it seems okay. So this last video, you went home Friday and you checked it for me Friday night. I had done the final render Friday. Cameron gave me the thumbs up. It's okay. No dramatic hiss. David's ears must have been okay. Right? Anyway, I followed the formula that he actually set out for me on how to do this in Audacity. So that was it. So Friday night. But what I had done Friday night, I mentioned this before, I put that music in, but I didn't have permission for it yet. I just put it in as a get ready for
placeholder,
it and send not the clouds music, the actual music that we did use, the invisible rain, whatever. So then during Friday night, the email came back from the young man in Holland, said, yeah, it's good, thank you, good, let's go for it. Okay. So I woke up Saturday morning, saw the email, good, I can upload this now. But before uploading, I did the final check. I just sat there in my bed still as I was in bed, 6 o'clock to 6:30, played it back one more time. And I realized there's one place in the slideshow at the end where I'm panning over them. It's poem, picture, looks really good, cool. Then there's one place where there's a 2-page poem with no pictures. Okay. But I thought it was interesting if I panned over the whole thing slowly so people could read it, but there's no picture. Yeah. So as I'm sitting there checking this, Dave, just read the thing, like I did before. So, okay, so I come downstairs. Do I have enough time to record? This is now 6:30 going up to 7. No, there's a stream at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. So I haven't uploaded the video yet. Do I try it? So that gopher broke, damn the torpedoes, full step ahead, sat here, and I tried to do a recording of that poem. Yeah. Truck goes by, beep, 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 backing up, away it goes. I tried again, boom, the air conditioner goes up. Dave, I really want to do this. What can I do? Think. Close the shutter, close the doors, shut myself in the bathroom, try to test. The fan's running. Okay, you turn the light off, the fan goes off, but now I can't see. So I get this thing, I get the poem in preview on my laptop, get the Zoom recorder, go in the bathroom. It's cool. The toilet we have has got this step at the back. So you close the seat, put the laptop on the back there, put the Zoom recorder in front, kneel in front of the toilet, shut the door, shut the lights off. I can see enough, fire the button. Oh no. And I record it. One take, bang, it's done, good to go. Bring it back here, plug it all in. What on earth is that? It sounds like it's in a concert hall. Yeah. Just that little tiny closed bathroom. Because it echoes. Yeah, but there's no plumbing and a shower stall. Yeah. So whatever. Anyway, I did the standard thing. Noise reduction out, blam, blam, out, blam, paste it in, stretch the poem to match my words, upload it, and away we go. Oh no! You got to listen. You got to listen to it with headphones. Okay. It's insane, absolutely insane. Speaker says okay, you don't notice it, but put the headphones on and listen to the last section of that video. Okay. We've got to do more of this. So cool.
So don't worry, the bathroom studio gives the poem an astral quality.
Astral, whatever.
To be fair, my audio helps balance your reading. But that's so funny.
What's this?
It says my audio helps to balance your reading, so maybe it toned it down or something. I haven't heard it yet, so I don't know what.
But Cameron didn't touch that audio because he was gone. He was out here for the weekend. So I did this between at 6 o'clock. I got up, tested it, saw the email, and I still had a stream at 8 o'clock, and I got it done. I got that audio recorded in the bathroom, cleaned up, pasted into the video, and I had it's like 20 minutes to 8 or something. Yeah. And I hit the render button. I thought it's okay. It's pretty good. 20 minutes. I can do that. I can render. Didn't make it. Oh no! So we got to 8 o'clock and it's still rendering, and I don't dare open the broadcast software. So I sent an email to Quitting Gummy. Hey, let them know I'll be a few minutes later. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, there's 120 people watching today. A few more than normal.
Oh, I should stop talking and get back to work. Okay, sorry. Hi. That's cool. But the other thing about that poem is it's really a quirky old poem. It's something from the era when Japan had just started modernizing, and they were terrified of the West. They were desperate to catch up to the West. Mm-hmm. And what this poem is, it's some teacher, quote, professor type, telling the young boys, get your nose to the books. Yeah. He doesn't specifically say we got to catch up to the West, but this is the era when that was the mood of the country. Get your nose to the books, ignore everything else, blah, blah. So the poem is saying, when cherry season comes along, no, just don't go there. When the maple trees are in bloom and the moonlight shines and the girls are waiting, don't do that. Get back to your books. And it's the people who did it into English, I haven't read the original Japanese, I have no access to it, but the people who rendered it into English were Victorian era English people. Thee and thou and thou and not and over and all this kind of stuff. And they wrote it, whether they were serious or not, I can't tell. But now it reads sort of semi-parody. Yeah. So I just... whatever, I let it rip and I put on the voice and I am the old guy telling these boys, get back to your book. It was so much fun. So.
Oh, that's funny.
But you got to have headphones on.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to tap, tap, tap quietly here. This is not. Can you pass me the round chisel? Where's my toolbox? Over there. Ah, okay, sorry. It's like a doctor's scalpel, nurse. Let me have this one. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Good. Don't panic about persuading. I'm just going to tap a tiny bit here. No need for.
Send the reading of that poem to your grandchildren. Get their noses back.
My grandchildren wouldn't even bother laughing. They wouldn't get past anything.
Yeah.
Those boys.
Never be able to watch that video again without picturing Dave on his knees in a dimly lit
Well,
bathroom.
actually, what I was gonna, let's do that. You're here today. Let's do an Insta post. We can't do the whole thing. We open the bathroom door. I'll get ready. Just set. Just shoot. I'll turn back to the camera. Oh, and you can tell. Here's Dave in the bathroom, knees in front of the toilet. What's he doing? It's our latest video. Go and listen to it now.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm not embarrassed. I don't care.
That's really funny.
It's also, I know, here in Japan, that's not how it works. This is a hugely interesting cultural difference. You've got an American wife, so you haven't learned this yet.
Yeah.
I've had 2 Japanese partners.
Yeah.
So there's a. Can I talk about this? I think it's okay.
Okay. I don't know.
And I might be wrong here, just because my experience on this is a little bit limited. But what limited experience I have with the partners I've lived with, or my daughters who have lived in North America and who have lived here, there's a really interesting cultural difference.
Okay.
If you get sick and you need to throw up, we head to the bathroom to do this.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, whether my mother told me to do it this way or I did it naturally, you put the toilet seat up and you are sick into the toilet. This sort of seems to be, as far as I understand it, Japanese people don't do that. They use the sink. They're revolted by the idea that we would do this in the toilet, whether you're hunched down over the bowl or not, or standing up. Japanese people throw up in the sink. With no exceptions. In David's experience, seeing people in train stations and at home with my wife and daughters and whatever. And when they're seeing what I did, they think, oh my God, I'm never going to come anywhere near you ever again. They cannot conceive of throwing up into a toilet. Okay, you probably haven't seen this before because that's your life and the people you know and the people you've seen. But it's a thing. In those list of things, Japanese saws pull this way, Western saws push that way, the topsy-turvy world of all these things that people talk about done this way in Japan and done that way backwards.
No kidding, John Becker says it's kind of problematic if you're really blowing chunks. Like, if it's thick.
I'm not going to go there. We don't need to go there. But the one thing to keep in mind is nowadays Japan has the same kind of toilets that we have. In fact, they have many super high-tech toilets. Yeah. But if you go back to the era when I came here, you go to a train station, it's just a hole in the floor.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get too close to it. And I can sort of see where the background is different here. So anyway, we don't need to talk about. I brought it up. I'm sorry, but whatever. So. Any guy that's been married to a Japanese girl at some point in the line, whether it's her turn or your turn, the other person says, "What are you doing?"
Interesting. It's a great conversation just as I start eating
Come to Twitch Japanese printmaking stream. Learn all these little details about the careful construction of Japanese wood prints and also how to barf.
How to barf. And linguistics occasionally.
How to barf in a socially acceptable manner.
Yeah, depending on your location on the planet. That's something you don't learn in cultural exchange classes.
No, you have to live the exchange. So. But even it seems you've been here for many years, but you wouldn't run across this.
I have not.
But Cameron's not a drinker anyway. He's probably never seen another person throw up in his life or something like this, whatever. So. But I'm not either. Yeah. My daughter's still
stomach bugs.
Of course.
Usually, if you're throwing up, you stay at home.
My daughters still actually don't really believe me when rare occasions the conversation comes up. I have actually never been drunk to that extent. I've never been drunk, actually. I don't like drinking at all. For me, one beer at dinner is the max I do.
Yeah.
Or, that staff party we had, it was it was what do you call it?
Big pictures.
A jug
Yeah.
picture. So I must have had a beer and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the max. So I have no experience actually of being drunk and throwing up and passing out and oh my god, I got a hangover and stuff like that. I don't know what it feels like. So that shows you how square I was when I was a younger kid, and it's still with me. I'm a square guy.
I'm okay being a square. If you're not comfortable with the sink, just head out to your local subway platform. Thanks.
Yeah, no, that's they don't even bother. Just you're on the train, just put your head between your knees. You're on the last train. I mean, every last train in this country, in every run, there's the women waiting with the buckets at the end of it. So. Sorry about that conversation.
Okay.
How do we get started? I don't know. Oh yeah, our Instagram post coming up. Okay,
You're sitting in front of it.
Good.
Yeah.
Kneeling in front of the throne. Yeah.
Right. It's just weird. I find the idea of doing that in the sink much more revolting than in the toilet.
And then
that's where I wash my dishes.
Yeah, but no, I didn't mean the kitchen sink. It's the bathroom sink.
Okay.
Whatever.
That's where I wash my hands.
Okay, whatever. So later on, when you get a minute, Google this up and see if there's any discussion about this.
Yeah.
Out there, whatever. Talk to people talking about cultural differences, whatever. Yeah.
Where do you throw up? Scientific survey. Marku says, drinking too much is not very sensible. I've only learnt that during the last few years. Interesting.
How old is he? 97? I really enjoyed watching the little segment of his in the video too, to hear his voice and see his tracing on the. Oh, Marku, yeah. So.
It's cool to have another person in the video.
Yeah, I was tiny bit frustrated. He was here earlier today. I don't know if he's still here.
Yeah, he's the one who said I've learned that in the last 2 years.
Okay. I want to see more Marku-san. What we saw when you did this drawing with the pen tool, you're sort of close to the lines, but it isn't at all the actual shape of the lines. But when we see the finished font, there's so it was the next step that I really want to see more of, taking those curved lines and adjusting the Bezier to make it match a bit more what it is. There's another thing too. I cropped. How do I start? There's so many things to talk about. You think Markusen did a good job on this? You have no idea just how good a job he's done here. In fact, can I do this? Can I co-opt the stream just for a second here?
Of course. First, your mother jumped in and asked, "Did you wish your brother a happy birthday?"
No, not yet. But
we're ahead of time.
It's 26 May. It's his birthday now.
Okay.
For him, he's born on the 25th.
Okay.
I didn't, but I spoke to him last week. About the 21st or something, and I did talk about his birthday. I said it's coming up. Blah blah blah. Are you ready for it? If I wasn't sure if he's going to be in Thailand or Germany, so I haven't ignored him, Mom. I did mention it to him, but today, no, I haven't talked to him. Let me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because you don't know where this is. What I want to do is I made a screenshot of this font of a bunch of text done in this font. Excuse me for the sidetrack. This is cool. Marku, hang on. I got to show something about what Marku did with this font that people don't understand.
And he's been posting on Instagram showing off a lot of the characters and stuff.
Good. I've got a screenshot, and there's something that's really, really cool. Let me add this screenshot. It's going to take me a minute to do this. Just a second. Let me find an image here. Let's call it Hasegawa. Misspelled it. Doesn't matter. Click OK. Go and find the image file. Just hang on a sec, people. Just 1 second, please. Browse. It's on my desktop because it's a screenshot I took last night because I was astonished at some of the things I was learning about what Marku-san has done here. Let's do this. Okay, this is going to come in too big. I'll have to scale it down. Just hang on 1 sec here. Oh, here we are. Okay. Just a moment, please. Okay, it's showing now. Okay, a few things about this, about what this young man has got. Okay, let's do this together. Top line. So he came up with the idea. We have TH. TH is a ligature. Marcuson has joined TH together, but in more than one form. Look at the TH in with and the TH in the. There's more than one set. Keep rolling along. Let's go along. Dugga, 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 dugga. Where are we here? What's the next example? There was I didn't.
I see a couple D's.
There, but the point is, he's done this a bunch of different times. Étonné. I was going to do this screenshot, circle the parts in red that I wanted to talk about, but I haven't got this ready for him yet here. Okay, third line from the bottom. Most frequently on covers and in colophons. Look at the word colophons. It's got 3 O's in it.
They're all different.
They're all different. Marcuson has put so many variations of letters in here that we can get a word with 3.
I think that's a fourth. Covers too.
Because that's a ligature.
Oh, yeah, that's
OV
a ligature
is
OV,
tied together.
Got it.
Then anytime we see a double S, look at this at the bottom, blossom poems, the 2 S's come up differently.
Yeah.
There's another example that just, F, look at this. Okay, étonné.
Frequently of.
Here, frequently, there's so many versions of F, even standalone versions or, again, I meant to prepare this and circle this and get it right.
That's another ligature.
That's a ligature, that's a ligature.
It's very cool.
Yeah, and he's buried so much stuff in here that you normally just would not notice. Of course, it assumes the software. The software here, this is done in a Chrome browser, and the software understands all these things and pulls this in and uses this. I was looking for a double T and a double T. There's 2 versions of the double T here, but I can only see one. I'm sure this example text had another version. Letters and lettering, but that's the same. So maybe when I showed it yesterday, or here, calling, double L, that's a different one. Is there another double L here? No. This block of text had a bunch of different examples of this. So. Oh, the G as well. Look at this. We have the G in English lettering.
Yeah.
That's the G. Then let's find another G. Look at this. In the top line, there's the word English. It has a G in it. Go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 line. The word lettering with G at the end of the word. It's another different G. That G at the top, that's the G that I was trained on when I was learning how to write. And they don't do that anymore because it looks too much like a Q. So it's been sort of erased from the language. But here... Anyway, the point being, and also the other thing that Marco has really done, in the first version he did the first day, he basically dumped the font in and there it was. But now, look at this. Every line, the level of blackness is the same. The heights are the same. The kerning, of course, fits. He has spent hour after hour after hour balancing this stuff. And it got so much better, version by version by version by version. When we first put it, remember we asked Evelyn, she said, I can't read that. It's just all over the place because it wasn't balanced. Right. But now he's really, really done a super job to balance this thing. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a font professional or a typeface professional at all. But my God, Marco-san, 10 out of 10 from whatever I can understand. You know, whatever. It's fantastic. An absolutely fantastic job. Anyway, Mark, I guess he's explaining. He's in the back here talking about this, so whatever. Oops, I thought I was going to shrink that down. There we go. So should leave that. If Marco-san's talking about that, let's leave that up there for a minute while Marco-san explains some stuff here. The other thing I'm not sure about, the thing you're seeing on the screen here is the font that I've got installed, and Marco sent me the Pro version. So this is a screenshot taken with a browser that's using the Pro version. I don't know how it differs if you've got the regular version. People are showing up. What's happening? Is it that time? Good morning, good morning, good morning.
9:15.
Hello. What about sound? Can you switch the cooler? It's on dry at the moment. Can you switch it to Dabo, please? It's turning out to be a bit too stuffy in here. Do you know how to do that? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, Let me try and get a bit of work here. Can we? You do the screen thing. Whatever you want to do, move it around or take it down if they stop talking about it. But if they need it for reference, leave it there. It's up to you.
Anything for show and tell today? They're asking.
No. I said to the beginning. I know I've got no auction stuff came in over the weekend. I thought there was enough activity and action that.
On the text, you're switching between sets as you type? Nope, we didn't do any switching.
No, the browser rendered this. So this is modern software understands what's in there and makes its own decisions about it. Someone Marcus can explain this better than I can.
Someone asked, did you cut all the way through the boxwood in some areas? Yes, because it's only 2 millimeters thick, huh?
In the middle, hello, Carson. In the middle here, not yet. Down at the edge here, I did. I need to go more than 2 millimeters here.
Yeah.
So we've gone below the boxwood here, and I was careful. It's really, really super hard glue, but I know it's there, so I'm prepared for it. That white's up here. That's the glue. Yeah. That little bit of white right there. That's a bit of the leftover glue. It's not all that hard. Actually, of course it's not hard, because this isn't a block we made by ourselves. This is Max Munasant's block. He made these for years and years and years and years ago.
Okay.
And he's using a glue that's really quite soft, so his blocks sometimes come apart.
Yeah.
That's the people complain about it all the time. Mm-hmm. We're using a much, much, much harder glue ourselves. But this is a block that Max Munasant prepared for me years ago.
Got it.
And his glue is soft, but the reason it's not deep bonding is because with only 2 millimeters of depth in there, it's not, doesn't have enough inherent strength to pull itself up. So.
Grimblitz, if I'm reading it right. How are Neko cats doing?
Oh, I updated this morning. And I'll go to the nekohockey.com/updates.php, whatever. Just go to the website. It's linked there from the website. Mm-hmm. They're doing really well. We now have, Randall is gone to stage 2 complete. He needs a check.
Oh, all right.
The girl from Holland, I don't remember her name. I can't even pronounce her name. Whatever. She's done with stage 2, needs a check.
All right.
The one the other day.
Still waiting to hear back from that person.
Yeah. So there's 4 now that need getting paid for stage 2 completions. The page has been updated a bunch. And what I need to do is I got to do another short video explaining to people that, hey, these deadlines are now extended. It's an open deadline. Yeah. And I talked about this last week, I think. The original plan was to shut the whole thing down at the end of the summer, choose all 8 images, and go from there. Yeah. We can't do that. There's not enough good stuff in yet. So I'm putting a bunch through to stage 2. Only 1 has been selected, Evening Snow. We'll start carving that. And then we'll keep the thing, not a contest, we'll keep the thing open month by month by month by month by month for a year and a half until we get enough good images for the final, we'll close it off 1 image at a time, at a time. The final one, there'll be only people sending in images for clearing weather.
Yeah.
So the information is on the update page. If you're interested in the series or the program or whatever, go to the page, read the information. The website has been updated to talk about the new lack of deadlines. And I put a bunch of images up there this morning while I was getting ready for the stream. Cool. There's one, the one from the girl in Holland, the cat under the streetlight in the rain.
Oh, okay.
And when I first put that up into people got like, what is that mess? It's cool. I knew there was a design in there, and she has come through with something interesting. Cool. Now, still, the one you're seeing there, it's Photoshop. This is not what the woodblock would look like. I can still take this another level. I was going to say higher. That's not the right word. I can take this another level.
More analog.
Woodblocky, a bit more analog. But there are now some interesting images on the update page. Cool. Keep checking in. Every couple of days I do get it updated. Moving forward, payments being made, stuff getting ready for stage 2. That project is up and running well. Even though I said to ignore it for a week at a time or something. So.
984 entries.
Yeah.
You look through a lot of pictures.
It's all over the map. There's some wonderful stuff. There's some what? It doesn't matter. That's what we expected.
Saying get rid of the text box now. Sorry, guys.
It's up to you, yeah, whatever.
I can answer Dave's question someday by Skype if you're interested.
What's
This is Mark here. Think about
Answer
the
my
font and
question.
stuff. Yeah.
What's the question? I don't remember what I asked. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yeah. Not sure. Either, but.
Wai-san, hi. I don't know what to do here today. The show, 今ベテラン2人ですから。で問題は私は本当に今日青梅行きますからその行く前に波浦全部チェックしないと無理ですがこの仕事はここですね今パリ予約いくつか
午前が3人午後が2人で
2人じゃあ3パーティーパリ3回
そうです
じゃあ最近とじゃあ午前中ちょっといいですか川合さん午前それからお昼から私たちができるみたいですね
小さんは4時ぐらいから早く
分からないだから多分だからどっちでもでも本当にこの仕事やる人ですからだから午前中をお願いしますが昼から
Do I need to send out some emails?
Let me open it first.
Okay. Yeah.
I have no idea what's in your box.
Lots of orders. It
Actually,
was a full weekend.
I saw it, I think it was Friday night or something. There's an order, we have a problem. There's an order for a Doi hunger print, which we do not have.
Okay.
Sengakuji. I thought we were clean on that stuff, but it wasn't. It was wrong. We don't have one. And when I spoke to Doi-san about it yesterday, he said, no, we haven't had that one for ages. It should never have been open. But what he did say was that he thinks he has one in his own collection that he's not, whatever. So he says,
I think this
before you refund the money, yeah.
Okay.
he told me to pack.
Oh,
There we are.
All right.
Conversation coming up.
cool. Thank you. Take a look.
And I have now closed it on the website for sure. But if that is an old antique pre-war version or something, no, because it's worth much more than what we have on the website. So I don't know what he's got there. So.
I'm not sure either.
He was sort of embarrassed because he was responsible for having it open on the website. So he's trying to make up for that.
Got it.
Good morning, son. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're okay down here this morning, Kiddo-san. We have full staff today here this morning.
Okay.
In the afternoon, Kawai-san's going to go upstairs to do printing. So we'll see how it goes then. But in the morning, we're covered. There's 4 of us down here.
Yeah.
What's your, that set, Kana?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
sets.
And then I sent through some stuff over the weekend. Whether it was out of
There was
date,
no attachment.
there was no attachment. It was the text itself.
There was no.
Okay, well, let me get off the screen.
Yeah. It is 9:25. Just so you know.
Okay, let's wrap this up then. What's the date today? Today's Monday.
Monday the
Dave is
26th.
going to be off to Ome later tonight or early tomorrow morning. And we're light on Wednesday, so I won't be here Wednesday at all.
Nice.
The stream will be back up and running on Thursday morning per schedule. Wednesday evening for most Westerners who are watching. And I'll be doing well. I don't know how much time I'll get to do of this. Actually, if I'm in Ome, there'll be nothing happening. Wednesday we'll come back and I'll probably pick up exactly where I left off today. And today I can't touch this afternoon. I've got to work on a Great Wave checking and cleaning up. Pardon?
Great waves.
Yeah, we got a batch of great waves. 60 great waves are in this package that we just received last night. So I've got to go through, check them, pick out the paper bark and stuff like that.
If you're on the waiting
put the name on.
list,
And Cameron's hand will be taken care of.
Rating 2 people.
He won't write the 60 people all at once on the waiting list. He's going to do it group by group by group by group by group. If you're on there and if you think you're near the top of the list, your number might be up this week.
Oh, your number's up?
Yeah. It's all your fault. You're distorting the English language.
Yep, I've distorted the entire thing.
Touche.
Watch out for Dave.
He got me there. Fair enough. Good clean catch. Strike 3, I know.
Yeah.
If you don't know what it is, don't worry. Nobody's going to explain to you. All we need now is a good toilet picture.
Yeah.
We're good to go. That's enough for today. Let's get out of here. We both got work to do.
All Thursday.
See you Thursday morning, Tokyo time, Wednesday evening,
Most of
everywhere
you.
else time.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.